Hello everyone, this is Anime Octopus, and welcome to my channel. Today's fanfic topic is, what if Naruto and Luffy fused? Disclaimer, the content on this channel is for entertainment and discussion purposes only. I do not own any of the anime footage used in my videos. All rights and credits go to their respective creators and copyright holders. Let's explore how this fusion would shake up both the One Piece and Naruto worlds. Monkey D. Luffy stirred awake, his mind foggy with the remnants of unconsciousness. The last clear memory he had was of exploring a mysterious island, only to be separated from his crew. Surveying his unfamiliar surroundings, his gaze fell upon his hat, resting nearby. "Where am I?" he muttered, speaking to no one in particular. As he reached for his hat, a sharp pang of confusion shot through him. His eyes darted to his stomach, where an unusual red gem, perfectly round and marked with an octagonal pattern, had inexplicably appeared. "What?" Luffy murmured, trying to recall a strange dream he'd once shared with Nami. Not far away, Naruto Uzumaki stirred as well. Slowly regaining consciousness, he instinctively checked his forehead protector. It was still secure. His memory, however, failed him beyond his recent training session. "That's strange," Naruto muttered, crossing his arms across his chest. The action revealed something unexpected, a rectangular, orange gem embedded in his skin. He blinked in disbelief, remembering a vivid dream he'd had of Hinata, causing a faint blush to creep across his cheeks. At least, it's not him, Naruto muttered to himself, shaking off the thought. Elsewhere, Natsu Dragneo groaned as he awoke. "Ugh, what just happened?" He wondered aloud, instinctively checking for his scarf, which remained securely around his neck. He recalled his intention to go fishing with Happy before everything had suddenly gone awry. Looking down, he noticed a strange square-shaped gem on his shoulder, a fusion of red and orange, resembling a rare opal. As his mind wandered, he recalled a dream involving Mira Jane, though he quickly pushed the memory aside. "Is anyone else here?" Natsu called out, hoping for a response. "Yeah." Naruto's voice rang out nearby. "Looks like there's more of us," Luffy added from the other side of Naruto. "Any idea where we are?" Naruto asked, his brow furrowed. "Not a clue," Luffy admitted, his voice tinged with frustration. "None here either," Natsu sighed, joining the other two. They all gazed out across the strange, unfamiliar landscape before them. Luffy stood up and walked toward a shimmering, translucent barrier. Tentatively, he reached out, and his hand passed through effortlessly. "Hey, this weird wall doesn't stop you," Luffy called out in surprise. Naruto and Natsu followed his lead, pushing through the barrier with some initial discomfort. "That's weird," Naruto remarked. "Yeah, no kidding," Natsu agreed. "So, how do we get out of here?" Natsu asked, glancing around. "Leave that to me," Naruto declared confidently, forming a familiar hand sign. "Shadow Clone Jutsu," he shouted, instantly creating a swarm of clones. "Spread out," Naruto ordered, and the clones scattered to investigate the area. "That's awesome," Luffy said, his eyes sparkling with admiration. Naruto grinned but quickly turned serious when Natsu pointed at the gem on his chest. "By the way, you guys woke up with something like this?" Natsu asked, indicating the stone. "I did," Naruto replied, lifting his shirt to reveal his own gem. "Same here," Luffy said. Without warning, Luffy tried to remove the gem, only to be met with an overwhelming vision of a woman with two long braids, surrounded by a crowd of people. "I just want true freedom," a distant voice whispered in his mind. "Luffy, are you all right?" Naruto asked, snapping him out of his daze. "That was weird," Luffy muttered, shaking his head. "What happened?" Natsu asked. "I saw a woman when I tried to take it off," Luffy explained. Naruto, curious, attempted to remove his gem as well. Immediately, a vision struck him, a young girl with short hair, standing amidst a flurry of floating swords. All I ever wanted was to be acknowledged, a voice whispered sorrowfully. You saw something too? Luffy asked, noting Naruto's expression. Natsu, intrigued, reached for his gem, and when he tugged at it, he saw a city consumed by flames, with a woman laughing amidst the destruction. I just wanted to watch the world burn. Is that really so wrong? The voice echoed in his mind. Natsu blinked away the vision. This is really strange, Naruto muttered, trying to make sense of it all. We need to figure out what's happening, Natsu added, his brow furrowed. The others nodded in agreement. Meanwhile, one of Naruto's clones had stumbled upon a nearby room, where two figures, Peridot and Jasper, were engaged in conversation. All three of them have been stabilized, but they might awaken soon, Peridot stated. If they haven't already. Then why didn't you tell me they could be awake? Jasper growled. I'm not used to dealing with humans. Peridot retorted, flustered. This was a terrible idea from the start. Relax, I'll take care of them. Once I beat them down, they'll fall in line, Jasper said dismissively. Don't be so sure. According to Mashishi's data, these three are much stronger than anticipated, Peridot warned. Please. They're just humans. They'll bow to my superiority, Jasper scoffed. Peridot eyed her warily. Are you even fully recovered from that fusion incident? She asked. Shut up and make sure they're awake, Jasper grumbled. As Peridot left the room, she spotted one of Naruto's clones. One of them escaped. She shouted. Jasper rushed forward, landing a powerful punch on the clone, causing it to dissipate in a puff of smoke. What was that? Jasper asked, her expression darkening. That wasn't the real one. He can duplicate himself, Peridot explained with a hint of frustration. What about the other two? Jasper demanded. One has a body similar to rubber, and the other wields fire magic, Peridot replied. Magic. Right, Jasper muttered as they set off to find the trio. Back in the field, Naruto suddenly stopped in his tracks. What is it? Natsu asked, noticing the shift in his demeanor. The people who did this to us. They know we're out, Naruto stated grimly. How can you tell? Luffy asked, a serious expression replacing his usual carefree demeanor. When any of my clones are destroyed, their memories transfer back to me, Naruto explained. Oh. Luffy responded with wide eyes. That's awesome, Natsu added, clearly impressed. Naruto glanced at them both with a smirk. So, tell me, are you two up for a fight? Grinning confidently, Luffy and Natsu exchanged looks. You bet, they replied in unison. At that moment, Jasper and Peridot appeared. How did they manage to escape? Jasper demanded, her eyes narrowing. Because they're organic, Jasper. I told you we needed to imprison them differently, Peridot snapped. Just shut up, Jasper muttered, summoning her crash helmet. I call the big one. Luffy shouted with enthusiasm, pointing at Jasper. Oh, come on. Natsu protested. He called it first, Naruto said, shrugging. Natsu crossed his arms, glancing at Jasper. You don't want to fight her? Naruto sighed, still grinning. Honestly, I'm looking for a way out. Trust me, it gets annoying when my clone's memories flood in during a fight. But you can handle her? Natsu huffed, better than nothing, I guess. Without further hesitation, he charged straight toward Peridot. He's heading right for me. Peridot exclaimed in a panic. Jasper prepared to intervene, but Luffy stretched out his arm and delivered a powerful punch, striking her squarely in the chest. Whoa! Natsu exclaimed, momentarily pausing. Jasper sneered, unshaken by the hit. Is that all you've got? Breaking you is going to be easy. Luffy smirked, his arms turning black with haki. Please, I haven't even started. Peridot, sensing trouble, ordered her Robonoids to attack. Robonoids, engage. The mechanical creatures swarmed Natsu. He ignited his fist with flames, punching one of them, which splattered goo all over him. What the? Natsu muttered, wiping the substance off. Peridot laughed mockingly. Let's see if you can take them all down. Undeterred, Natsu continued crushing the Robonoids with ease. Meanwhile, one of Naruto's clones came across a window and paled at the sight. They were floating above a planet. The clone had observed Jasper and Peridot closely but went unnoticed. With critical information gathered, the clone dispelled itself, sending the intel back to Naruto. No way. Naruto yelled, wide-eyed. We're in space. What? Luffy asked, surprised. Seriously? Natsu added as he smashed another Robonoid. If we're in space. Natsu began. And they've got those strange gems, Luffy finished, a dark expression clouding his face. Peridot faltered, sensing a shift in the atmosphere. Luffy glared intensely at Jasper. You're the ones who hurt Nami, aren't you? Nami? Jasper asked, confused. Peridot accessed the data. Nami. That was the original name of Citrine. Luffy's expression darkened further. You took her away. And Robin. And Vivi too. Suddenly, a powerful shockwave burst from Luffy, knocking Peridot to the ground as she fought to stay conscious. Jasper, visibly shaken, struggled to maintain her composure. Luffy's arms began to steam as he punched Jasper with immense force, sending her crashing through several walls. Jasper staggered to her feet, only to find a goo-covered Natsu advancing toward her, flames still burning in his fists. Tell me, were you responsible for taking Mira Jane, Lisanna, and Erza? Natsu growled. Jasper looked up at him with defiance. I had nothing to do with that. Someone else took them. Natsu grabbed her by the collar, his fist blazing. Where are they? Join us, and I'll tell you, Jasper smirked. Wrong answer. Natsu shouted, slamming his flaming fist into the floor, leaving a deep dent. Hey, no fair. Luffy complained from the side. Relax, Natsu said, smirking. We can share. Didn't you lose some of your friends too? Luffy hesitated, his eyes filled with anger and sorrow. Natsu pressed on. Did you dream of an evil version of your friend attacking, but you jumped in to save them? I did. Luffy admitted. Wait. You too? Naruto asked, walking over to them. So, we all have something in common. I haven't had my turn yet, Naruto said, his eyes gleaming as red chakra enveloped him. In a flash, he delivered a powerful dropkick, sending Jasper crashing through the floor and into the ship's core. Not again. She screamed in pain. Suddenly, the entire ship began to shake violently. What's happening? Luffy asked, alarmed. I think whatever we're on is about to crash, Naruto said grimly. Wait. You don't mean? Natsu's face turned green as if he were about to vomit. What is it? Naruto and Luffy asked simultaneously. They suddenly felt themselves plummeting. In a panic, Naruto shouted, Let's get to a window. Grabbing Natsu, Naruto and Luffy dashed to the nearest window and saw the planet's ocean rushing toward them at an alarming speed. Oh man, this is bad. Luffy exclaimed. You can't swim, can you? Naruto asked with a knowing grin. Luffy chuckled nervously, nope. Naruto sighed, assessing the situation. He was paired with someone who couldn't swim and another with severe motion sickness. Then, an idea struck him. Wait, can your body stretch? Naruto asked. Yeah. Replied Luffy. A plan started to form in Naruto's mind. I have an idea. He quickly created a shadow clone to assist him in forming a big ball Rasengan, which he used to break through the wall. Do you think you could stretch yourself like a parachute? Naruto asked. Sure. Luffy responded with enthusiasm. Naruto summoned 3 more clones. We should jump, he instructed. Right. Agreed Luffy. The real Naruto grabbed hold of Natsu as they all leapt into the air. The 4 clones took hold of Luffy's limbs, while Luffy made his torso limp, turning himself into a makeshift parachute. As they descended, Natsu started to regain consciousness. Oh, thank goodness. I'm off that thing. Natsu exclaimed, relieved. Are you feeling better now? Naruto asked. Yeah. As long as we're not on a moving vehicle, I don't get motion sickness, Natsu explained. Naruto and his clones exchanged glances. You're unbelievable, Luffy chuckled. Don't make me burn you, Natsu threatened with a grin. Do you want to fall into the ocean? Naruto warned, bringing an end to their banter. Both Natsu and Luffy fell silent, only to realize the odd structure they were on, a ship with a hand shape, was now crashing into the sea. This isn't good, Natsu muttered, we're on an unfamiliar planet, and I don't think it's mine. Another planet? Naruto asked in surprise. Did your friend mention being on another planet? No. Natsu replied, his face slightly flushing. She told me. Other things. Naruto, embarrassed, also blushed, as did his clones. I see. An awkward silence settled between them until Luffy spoke up, introducing himself. I'm Luffy, Monkey D? Luffy. Wait, your name is Monkey? Natsu asked, confused. No, that's my family name, Luffy clarified. Oh, that makes sense, Natsu nodded. So, your family name comes first while your given name is last, Naruto observed. I know some people who do that. I'm Naruto Uzumaki. Natsu dragged Neil, Natsu added. So, what's the plan when we land? Natsu asked after a moment. Naruto gave him a serious look. Please tell me you can swim. Of course, Natsu replied confidently. I'd rather swim than take a boat, honestly. Luffy chuckled. That's unusual. Naruto smirked. I guess I'll carry Luffy while you swim, then. If it comes to that, Natsu agreed. Hey! Luffy suddenly shouted. Another one of those hand-shaped things is coming our way. They all turned to see another hand-shaped ship approaching. Though it seemed like trouble, they had no idea it wasn't an enemy. Unlike the ship that brought them here, this one was friendly. But before diving into that part of the story, perhaps it's best to rewind a bit, to a little place called Beach City. Next time, it's Steven's birthday. But things take a turn when signs of another gem ship entering Earth's atmosphere appear. Who is aboard? The answer may already be known, but what will happen next? Find out next time. It was Steven's birthday. This year, he opted for a small beach gathering, unlike the larger celebration they had before. The guest list included just Steven, his father, Connie, and the gems. Over the past year, the number of gems had increased from 3, plus Steven, to 13, making it a significant gathering compared to previous events. As part of the festivities, Garnet refrained from fusing as promised for the birthday celebration. Everyone acted as though this was Steven's first time meeting Ruby and Sapphire. After the earlier incidents, one where Jasper forcibly unfused them and another where Erza unintentionally did so due to discovering anti-fusion, everyone was mindful. Steven organized a volleyball tournament featuring 5 teams, his own, consisting of himself, Lapis, and Connie, the Crystal Gems, with Sapphire serving as the referee, the Leaf Village, the Straw Hats, and Fairy Tail. In the final match, Steven's team had triumphed over the Straw Hats in a bonus round but had lost to the Leaf team. Meanwhile, the Crystal Gems had defeated Fairy Tail. The score now favored the Leaf team. Yes! Cheered 10-10 as the Leaf team scored. Next time, we won't let you win so easily. Ruby shouted. Easy, Ruby, Sapphire encouraged with a smile. Okay. Ruby called back, calming down. Pearl stepped up to serve. Why do you always calm her down? Connie asked Sapphire. If I didn't, Ruby and Sakura would be too fired up to focus until the match ended, Sapphire explained. Connie and Steven exchanged glances, with Steven simply shrugging. As the match continued, only Steven, Connie, Lapis, and Sapphire remained focused on it. Nami was sunbathing, Erza had gone for a swim, Mira Jane and Robin were putting the finishing touches on the birthday cake, Greg was manning the grill, and Lisana and Vivi were setting the table. Are there enough plates? Vivi asked. Don't worry, Pearl won't be eating, Lisana reassured. Is there enough room for the cake? Mira Jane asked from the deck. It looks good, Lisana replied. Suddenly, around 50 purple arms appeared as Robin assisted in moving the enormous cake Mira Jane had made. The cake, towering over Steven with multiple tiers, drew everyone's attention, except for those still playing volleyball and Erza. Thanks to Robin's careful control, the cake was placed safely on the table. That thing is huge. How are we going to finish it all? Greg asked in awe. Amethyst and Erza should take care of a good portion, Mira Jane joked. Don't worry, it'll all be gone by the end of today, Sapphire added confidently. It's incredible! Steven exclaimed, his eyes sparkling with excitement. Should we be worried about seagulls? Connie asked, glancing around. It'll be fine, Lapis assured her. Just then, an explosion echoed from the volleyball game. They turned to see that Ruby had, once again, put too much power into the ball, creating a large piece of glass that now protruded from the sand on the Leaf team's side. Not again, Pearl sighed. Sakura stood up and swiftly kicked the glass into the ocean. Oh, so you want a challenge? I'll give you one. Sakura shouted, determined. They brought out a spare ball, and Sakura spiked it with impressive force. It has begun, Sapphire remarked. Should we be concerned? Greg asked, watching the escalating game. No, they'll calm down when it's time to eat, Sapphire reassured him. The match soon evolved into an intense one-on-one duel between Ruby and Sakura, each showcasing their formidable volleyball skills. Thankfully, the game was eventually declared over, with the Crystal Gems barely edging out a victory over the Leaf team. All right. Time for burgers and hot dogs. Steven announced excitedly. Everyone gathered for lunch. Do you celebrate birthdays on all of your planets? Mira Jane asked, curious about their traditions. Really? I would have thought you had different holidays or celebrations, Greg said with interest. So, when's your birthday? Steven inquired. I'm not sure. I'd have to check, Mira Jane admitted. Our months don't align, Nami explained. We'd need to use the computer to figure out our birthdays. And some of us are missing 3 years of memories, Erza added with a sigh. We don't even know how old we really are, Sakura said. Or how to calculate our ages properly, Tenten remarked. Is it really that important? Connie asked, curious about their concern. If we don't count the missing 3 years, some of us aren't even adults by Earth standards, Sakura muttered. Both Sakura and Vivi were technically 16, while Tenten and Lisana were 17. I don't think it truly matters, Robin said calmly. You just don't want to admit you're over 30, Nami teased. You're over 30? Amethyst inquired, her tone curious. I was 28 when I was taken and placed into suspended animation, Robin replied calmly. Someone's in denial, Nami quipped, earning a few chuckles from the group. Before long, it was time to sing happy birthday to Steven. As the song concluded, Steven paused, contemplating his wish. His gaze shifted to the conversion gems gathered around him, and in that moment, he knew what to wish for. I wish they could see their friends again, he thought silently. Everyone, except Pearl, indulged in the cake. As they enjoyed the festivities, an abrupt noise pierced the air, the alarm of the forest fairy had been triggered. The alarm, Mira Jane noted with a serious expression. It activates when a gem ship approaches, Nami explained. Without hesitation, the first-generation conversion gems rushed into the forest ferry. Quickly, they exchanged their bathing suits for their regular attire and made their way to the control room. Nami immediately accessed the ship's computer to locate the source of the disturbance. "It's a warship, and it's rapidly approaching Earth," Nami informed them. "Do we have visuals yet?" Mira Jane asked, her voice steady. "Just got it," Nami confirmed. They observed the ship descending, seemingly on a collision course. Meanwhile, outside, the others finished the cake, with the leftovers promptly bubbled for safekeeping. "I'll handle the cleanup," Greg offered. "Thank you so much," Lisanna responded warmly. Inside the control room, Ruby and Sapphire fused while the others, Connie included, thanks to her training with Pearl and Erza, gathered for a briefing. Steven and Connie, however, opted to wait outside. "It's crashing," Mira Jane observed, her eyes fixed on the monitor. Suddenly, a green object shot out from the warship. "What was that?" Nami asked, narrowing her eyes. "Most likely an escape pod," Pearl speculated. "Great, looks like we're dealing with Homeworld again," Amethyst muttered under her breath. An explosion from the ship followed, opening up part of the hull. "What's happening now?" Mira Jane asked, her concern growing. "Let's switch out," Nami suggested, signaling to Hinata. The Byakugan user took her place at the console. "We discovered that the Byakugan, combined with the ship's systems, can provide a clearer image of distant objects," Mira Jane explained. "It's not perfect, but it's better than nothing," Nami added. Through the enhanced visuals, they discerned several figures aboard the ship. 4 of them appeared identical, with one of them carrying a 5th individual who looked unwell, and a 6th figure, seemingly unremarkable, stood apart. "They're human," Pearl stated, her surprise evident. Why would humans be aboard a gem ship? She wondered aloud. "Could be some kind of experiment," Nami suggested cautiously. "We can't be sure yet," Robin noted. As they watched, the group leapt from the ship, but something extraordinary occurred. The individual who had appeared unremarkable suddenly transformed into a parachute, breaking their fall. "What in the world?" nearly everyone exclaimed in unison. "How is that even possible? Aren't they supposed to be human?" Amethyst asked, incredulous. Nami, Robin, and Vivi, however, remained unfazed. "It must be him," Nami stated with certainty. "He's even wearing a red shirt and blue jeans," Robin added. "What are you talking about?" Pearl asked, confused. "Do you know anyone who can stretch like that?" Nami responded. "No way!" Steven exclaimed, his eyes widening. "Luffy." "Luffy? You mean Nami and Robin's captain?" Connie asked, equally astonished. "They must have kidnapped him," Robin speculated, her voice tinged with frustration. "That idiot," Nami muttered under her breath. "Wait a minute," Sakura interjected. "The ones who are identical." "It's Naruto," Tenten confirmed. "I might not have known him well, but I know enough to recognize his shadow clone technique." "So we're dealing with a ninja and a pirate?" Pearl questioned, still trying to process the situation. "But who was the person who looked sick?" Lapis wondered aloud. "Wait a second," Lisanna interjected, a realization dawning on her. "It's because it's a vehicle." Her words left everyone staring at her as if she had lost her mind, but both Erza and Mira Jane quickly understood. "Natsu's greatest weakness?" Erza exclaimed. "What weakness?" Pearl asked, puzzled. "Natsu suffers from extreme motion sickness," Mira Jane explained. "Unless the vehicle is considered a friend, any form of transportation makes him violently ill." "How does that even work?" Pearl asked, even more confused. Mira Jane simply shrugged along with the others. "We should go meet up with them," Garnet suggested. "It wouldn't be wise to leave them out there alone." Nami tapped Hinata, who stepped away from the computer. "Can this ship still fly?" Amethyst asked. Of course it can, Nami assured her. But we should inform Greg of our plans before we leave. Sakura quickly created a clone, which left the ship to relay the message. So, are you coming along? Garnet asked Steven as she glanced toward the door. Absolutely. Steven replied, his excitement palpable. I finally get to meet them in person. What about the gem ship? Connie asked, concerned. It's crashing into the ocean, Nami said, her voice calm. Oh, Connie murmured, slightly relieved. The objective is to rescue the three from mid-air, Garnet stated calmly. I suppose I could join in, Connie added. Nami switched her focus back to the console. All right, let's move out. Nami commanded. Outside, Sakura's clone was briefing Greg on the situation. Wait, so they're taking the ship out? Right now? Greg asked, slightly confused. Yes, the clone confirmed. At that moment, the ship began to ascend, creating a gust of wind that scattered debris across the beach. So, does that mean you're staying behind to clean up? Greg inquired. I'm just a clone, Sakura's clone responded, I'm not even tangible. With that, the clone vanished. Greg sighed in resignation as the ship quickly sped off over the ocean. The mission was to locate the three and ensure they didn't fall into the sea. Given the ship's velocity, it wouldn't be long. Next time, they succeed in retrieving the three from mid-air, but now face the challenge of explaining the situation and reuniting them with their friends. How will they handle it? Find out next time. That's all for now, everyone. I hope you found this topic entertaining. Stay tuned for more exciting content coming your way. Thank you all for your support, I truly appreciate it. Anime Octopus.